Hi, happy people. Welcome to another wonderful day of World History 101, where the sun is always pink and the grass is always purple and the sky is always green. I hope you're having a good day. I am. Very good. All right, so today we're going to cover part 1 of chapter 6, the unification of China. This chapter starts off with a guy named Sima Kian, Simaqian. Sima Kian is a Chinese historian who documents China's earliest history. Again, Sima Kian is a Chinese historian who documents China's earliest history. Sima Kian's writings give us the best information available concerning the development of early imperial China. Sima Kian's writings give us the best information available concerning the development of early imperial China. Last time we talked about China was in chapter 3. In chapter 3, at the end, we discussed a period known as the Warring States era. The Warring States era represents those last chaotic centuries of Zhou, S-H-O-U, rule. We said that it was filled with political instability and chaos. So there are going to be 3 schools of thought that emerge as a result of the Warring States era. Those 3 schools of thought are Confucianism, Legalism, and Taoism. Let's talk about Confucianism first. Confucianism is not necessarily a religion so much so as it is a school of thought or a philosophy. Confucius, he's not agnostic, he's not atheist. It's not that he does not believe in gods. He just believes that we as human beings can't learn to serve the gods until we first learn to serve mankind, humankind. And it's kind of the same concept in the Bible. The Bible talks about, in Christianity, the Bible talks about the idea of how can you love me whom you've never seen, but hate your brother whom you see daily? Same concept. The idea of how can we love God, the gods, and not serve our fellow mankind who we see on a daily basis. Something to think about. So Confucianism is founded by Kung Fu Zi. Kung Fu Zi translates to Kung the Master. The information we know about Confucius, Kung Fu Zi's real name, comes from, no, Kung Fu Zi is his real name. Confucius is what we call him. I think I said that backwards the first time, but I think I fixed it. It's fine, whatever. All right, so what we know about Confucius comes from the Analects. The Analects, Analects, are a collection of Confucius sayings and teachings, and they're compiled by his followers. Let's talk about the teachings of Confucius. So Confucius believes, we already said that idea of serving mankind. So this idea of kindness and benevolence toward others is called Ren, R-E-N. Again, Confucius, a big principle in Confucianism is Ren, R-E-N, which is the idea of kindness and benevolence toward others. Confucianism is a system of ethics. It's a theory of government. It's a set of personal and social goals. Like we said earlier, Confucian followers are going to compile his teachings into the Analects. Confucianism creates a social hierarchy to govern society. So Confucianism focuses on the proper ordering of human relationships. In Confucianism, we are introduced to the 5 basic relationships. And the 5 basic relationships are parent to child, ruler to subject, elder brother, younger brother, husband to wife, and friend to friend. The only equal relationship in those 5 is the friend to friend relationship. Everything else has a hierarchy. So it's the ruler over the subject, it's the parent over the child, and those roles are to be recognized and honored. Confucianism also emphasizes filial piety. Piety means devotion. Filial piety refers to a child's respect and devotion to his or her parents. So again, Confucius emphasizes filial piety, Filial piety. Again, filial piety is a child's respect and devotion to his or her parents. So that parent to child relationship supersedes, outranks all other relationships, including that of ruler to subject. Confucius also teaches people, we've already said this, to love one another and to practice respect and kindness toward one another. We talked about Ren already, kindness and benevolence toward others. He has like a version of the golden rule, and it basically says, never do unto others what you would not have them do unto you. Yeah. His teachings also directly contrast Christianity. Christianity asserts that people's natural state is evil, so they need divine intervention to achieve salvation, whereas Confucius believes that people are born inherently good. And he has this idea that good government produces good people. And of course, bad government with bad laws causes people to do evil. There's no need for rewards and punishment because good conduct, according to Confucius, is its own reward. Confucius also believes in that governmental positions should be filled by the Junzi, 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 the Junzi. The Junzi are the ideal gentlemen. So these are men whose character determines how they act. They don't allow personal interest to influence their behavior, and they get their position because of character and not because of they are born into nobility. So again, the Junzi, their character defines them as opposed to their birthright, them being born into the right noble family. Again, the Junzi are not going to allow their personal interest to influence their judgment. So Confucius believes that by utilizing the Junzi in governmental positions, that order and stability would be restored to China. Like, that's the purpose of these three schools of thought. Each one is trying to restore order and stability to China. So Confucianism is going to try to restore order and stability to China through the proper ordering of social relationships. So it's like a social order, social harmony is what Confucianism focuses on. We talked about the Analects. We are not going to talk about Mengzi or Zunxi. So that's it. That's it for Confucianism. So now let us move to Taoism. So Taoism, the founder is Lao Tzu. So Taoism is spelled, it's really spelled Taoism, but your book spells it Daoism, the Europeanized way, so people can actually pronounce it. So the founder of Taoism is Lao Tzu. We don't really know a lot about Lao Tzu. We do know that at some point he sits down and he writes the Tao Te Ching. Daodejing. Daodejing, the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching is basically like the Bible of Taoists. And Tao is translated to mean the way or the path of nature. So again, the Tao translates to the way or the path of nature. It's a road of harmony. It's a road of peace. So, Taoism is a philosophy that focuses on natural harmony. So, Confucianism focused on social harmony. Taoism focuses on natural harmony. Taoism focuses on non action. It discourages the intervention of rulers to improve people's lives because they want the natural course of nature to happen. Taoists don't believe in war. They believe that if a group decides that they want to conquer, then you should allow it because that's what nature intended. They compare life and living to water flowing downhill. Water naturally flows downhill, so it's pointless for you to resist it. Just go with the flow. That's Taoism. The way, the Tao, suggests that humans seek harmony with the world as opposed to seeking dominance over any aspect of their life. Wu Wei, so W-U-W-E-I, Wu Wei is the Taoist concept of removing yourself from active involvement in worldly affairs. So no government, no politics. Again, they are removing themselves from active involvement in worldly affairs. Basically, Wu Wei, just like Taoism, promotes simple living. It promotes a lack of education. It promotes a lack of ambition. All of that is discouraged. The ideal person in Taoism is compared to an uncarved block. Like that idea of simplicity is what they're looking for. So they definitely urge a passive acceptance of disorder because that's the way that nature would have intended it. Taoism definitely doesn't encourage social activism. No. They believe that life is the greatest of all possessions. So education, fame, wealth, Instagram followers, TikTok followers, OnlyFans followers. None of that matters in Taoism. None of it. They also believe that life is to be lived simply. We talked about that uncarved block idea. That's Taoism. So Confucianism was social harmony. Taoism was natural harmony. Legalism is a completely different philosophy. Legalism focuses on strict laws and fixed penalties. Legalism, our third philosophy, is going to be the philosophy that actually helps restore order and stability to China. Legalism is not controlled, is not concerned. Legalism is not concerned with ethics. They are not concerned with morality. They are not concerned with the proper ordering of human relationships. Legalism is only concerned with strengthening and expanding the state. Legalism is only concerned with strengthening and expanding the state. Legalism says that it's okay to have an authoritarian political order. So an authoritarian political order means that I have an emperor or a king who is in control. Legalism says that people are inherently wicked. It says that people are born wicked, they're born bad, and they only behave when laws are imposed. So they believe that by human nature, people are lazy and wicked. And if left up to people, that they would make decisions not for what benefits us as a whole, but what benefits us most individually. They're slightly pessimistic, but it's okay. They might be right. So legalism, because they recognize the selfish nature of human beings, they believe that you have to have strict laws with fixed penalties in order to make people behave. The basis for legalism is equal application of the law, meaning regardless of rank, class, circumstance, no one, with the exception of the ruler, is going to be above the law. So this is not Hammurabi's law code. So regardless of your rank, regardless of your status in society, if you commit the same crime as a wealthy person, and you're a poor person, you get the same crime. If you are, same crime, punishment. Same punishment across the board. No one cares about your status. Punishment is punishment. Legalism contrasted with Confucianism because in Confucianism, everything was based on the 5 basic relationships, that idea of knowing your place in life. No one cares about your place in life in legalism. You commit the crime, if you disobey the law, you are going to be punished accordingly across the board. All right, lovies. So we talked about the 3 philosophies that are responsible that emerge as a result of the Warring States era. We said that we have Confucianism, which is all about societal harmony. We have Taoism, which is all about natural harmony. And we have the emergence of legalism. Legalism is going to be the philosophy that actually is used to restore order and stability in China. But each of these 3 philosophies is going to play a major role in China as we proceed forward. All right, lovies, that's it for part 1. I'll see you for part 2. Bye.